I mean, we have blood-soaked films out there, like American Psycho, Natural Born Killers, that are aired like propaganda loops on splatter days and every single day. 1,000 music videos, and you all know this, portray life as a joke, and they portray murder as a way of life. And then they all have the nerve to call it entertainment.
Back now to the gun control debate as the NRA today makes its first comments since the Connecticut schoolhouse shootings 1 week ago. That was the head of the NRA earlier today, wondering why critics are focusing their anger only on the role of guns in this tragedy, while giving no attention, in his view, to the way that Hollywood glorifies guns and violence on the big screen. William Lajeunesse live in LA with more. William?
Well, consider the parallels, Megan. The gun industry cites the Second Amendment, Hollywood the First Amendment right to produce what it wants. Both lobby Congress, one largely to Republicans, the other to Democrats. Yet you hear little about regulating violent content. The question is why?
It's violent. It's everything you love in a game. And your mom's gonna hate it.
From video games to movies.
I like it a lot.
Studies link violence on the screen to violent behavior. Yet directors like Quentin Tarantino say, so what?
There's violence in the world, tragedies happen, blame the playmakers.
Blame is something Tarantino and others peddling violent content refuse to accept.
Big media companies spend literally tens of millions of dollars virtually every month lobbying in Washington and around the country to make sure that they maintain the status quo.
Here in Congress, what we need now are not more words. What we need is action.
Pelosi is talking about guns, not those who glamorize them on the screen. Yet who has more influence on Capitol Hill? Since 1998, the NRA contributed $16 million to political candidates, compared to $40 million from the top 5 studios. And heavyweight fundraisers and donors like producer Harvey Weinstein, George Clooney, Brad Pitt, and Leonardo DiCaprio.
The massive contributions members of Congress get from Hollywood would preempt them from ever taking full regulatory authority.
Such as a rating system requiring any movie with a murder scene get an R rating, or violent video games get warning labels like cigarettes.
Movies in which murders are committed or attempted, and it's not in self-defense, that should be an R-rated movie, period.
Proponents of stricter ratings guidelines point to the Colorado theater tragedy, where the alleged shooter modeled himself after the Joker. In the Kentucky school shooting, the 14-year-old gunman said he mimicked a DiCaprio character from the film Basketball Diaries.
We cannot turn our back and say that violence in films or anything that we do doesn't have a sort of an influence. It does.
Even with movie violence now in the spotlight, critics say don't expect a Hollywood ending.
There's a fear of confronting, taking on a controversial subject, which is so profoundly important to get done and get done right, that baffles me.
So the young male audience is worth billions to the gaming and movie business, and companies are just lobbying to protect those profits, Megan. On this issue, Nicole Kidman once told Congress, I can't be responsible for all of Hollywood, but I can't be responsible for my own career. So maybe it's up to some of these Hollywood heavyweights to change the culture of Hollywood.
Well, and it's
Megan?
up to, you know, parents and individuals as well. You know,
Sure.
I mean, even if just because they make the movies doesn't mean the kids need to go see them and the parents need to let it happen and so on and so forth. So, William, thanks.